Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a Rimworld stream. I'm just getting ready, setting the least details, but I think we are good to go. So, hello to everyone who is watching, which seems is just one person, but that doesn't mind. So, let's start. We are here at Rimworld 1.1 with royalty, and this is the first time I'm going to do a stream or even a gameplay live, so I will try to get things running as fast as possible. Something like 1 hour, I don't know. That was the first time I'm going for the hardest difficulty with Randy. So let's see what expects us. So let's set up our scenario. I was going to do naked brutality, but that's actually harsh and it gets you so much time to set up things because you just have one hall. So the best scenario around here is crash landed. I really like the idea of Lost Tribe, but it also gets a little rough at the start. Rich Explorer can be a good scenario, but meh. It's still just one person. So let's choose Crash Landed. So I will be playing with Randy on Savage. I don't know if I do commit. Well, if we're just on a live stream, we'll do committed mode. I expect to do things in at least an hour, but things could end soon if Randy has a wish. So let's go. Let's put a seed. I don't know what seed I could use. Let me come up with something. I don't know. Maybe extreme. Maybe live. Something like that. I don't know. Let's try live. Something. I will let the globe coverage at 30%. The rest at normal. It's pretty standard. Let's generate. Okay. Well, since I am going to do a quick run, I was thinking if I would just select a random site or if I would choose somewhere that would be good to start. I always like to start somewhere between an empire settlement and a not a hostile faction. Actually, that's something interesting that I have seen in royalty, is that you have more factions, more kinds of factions. You just don't have a neutral faction, a civil outlander union, or a rough outlander union, and a gentle tribe and a fierce tribe. Now you have the empire, the unions, and 3 tribes. One of them is a savage tribe, and that's something I really liked about this new expansion. So let's see. Some people may think, wow, there are mods that add so much factions and so much faction interaction. There's even the name of the mod, more faction interaction. But I like vanilla. I am a vanilla guy. So that's how I like to play. I will select the random site. Let me see if I don't get into somewhere so... That's pretty nice. That's actually pretty nice. Let me see. That's a temperate forest, which means we need to prepare for winter. It's very near a faction. This place. It's very near a faction, the Empire, and a Outlander Union. Still, we are too much close to the tribe. I don't know if they will think we are encroaching, because I remember that that was a thing in 1.0. But anyways, let me see what else we have in the terrain. Granite and limestone. The variety is not that good, but limestone and granite are okay-ish. Okay, that seems to be a good place. So let's select our starting characters. Let me see, we have an herbalist, which is a common, volatile and ugly, a defector, which is a bloodlust, asexual and a brawler, and an entrepreneur, which have great memory and is jealous, and it's incapable of violence. We have two that are incapable of violence. That's not a good thing. We have an defector, animal autistic and plant work, incapable of none. A great memory is abrasive. I had abrasive pawns in all the gameplays, and they're not that bad. Actually, one of my best pawns were an abrasive guy. So I will take this scrap farmer with me. That's my first choice. We see incapable of firefighting. Transhumanist, greedy and kind. The greedy ones are a little harsh to get around, and this guy have Alzheimer in both lines. We can get around this in later stages, but that's a pain in the butt. And we have a housewife. I see I don't have good starting horns. Maybe I would just randomize one of them until I came with something like this. Psychically sensitive, kind, have no social, it's a child, sickly child. Nah. Tough and kind. Good social, good intellectual, good with animals, the corporate drone. You're a keeper. And we get with the last one. The last one, as I'm playing with royalty, I want someone who have a high social and is psychically sensitive or psychically active, because that psychically trait is something that can influence your psychic amplifier. If your pawn is, for example, psychically deaf, I don't know how to pronounce that. English is not my native language, but anyways, if it's psychically deaf, whatever, it can't use psychically powers. It can use psychic amplifiers. So that's something to have in mind. I don't actually know if your pawn is psychically sensitive, like this one, if it will give you something. So it's incapable of dumb labor. It's psychically sensitive, is an undergrounder and industrious. That and have a high social. He was a medieval lordling and an actor. I think that Ferdinand Donovan. Ferdinand Donovan. That's a good name for a royal. He's a keeper. So we have our crop farmer, our corporate drone, and an actor. Klein, Rene, and Fernand. Rene Evans? No. You should have give her the dick. And Fernand Donovan. Those guys are keepers. We are higher cooking, we are higher intellectual and everything. So let's get started, my friends. Cold coffee. Okay, we are starting. And then, ciao. All right. Come on, come on. Right. Steel. I know there's much more steel around. Something that I always do is not looking at their defensive capabilities. So shooting in melee. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So who is going to hunt? For us, it's going to be Renee. So equip the bolt action rifle. The second one, you're the second best, Ferdinand. And you'll be equipping the plasteel knife. Come on, two is better than nothing. Okay. Alright, let's take a look around and see if we have something shelter ready for us. I actually really like building around a mountainside, but for another side, it's nice to have somewhere more or less finished. This place seems good, but I don't know. Should we go for it? Let me think a little bit. I know that nobody is watching the stream right now, but I wanted to know if somebody is actually hearing me. Anyways, I think we are going to set up somewhere around here and get on with it. So, structure, let's build some walls. It always says that we don't have enough stored, but we always have some stored. We need somewhere to stockpile our shit. So I'll set up this place, and we need to do it as fast as possible. So before we start, I like to set up the priorities, right? I always set manual priorities, and that's something I always do. Firefighting is really important. To be a patient, it's really important, but not that much. Actually, is actually important. Bed rest, not that important. You can work with a scratch. Doctor, I always put the best doctor with 1 and the second best with 2. Passion is counted. It's accounted for. Basics, yeah. Warden, and we give you a 2. Handle, cook, hunt, construct. You're the second one to construct. You're the second one to hunt. Grow, second one to grow. Mine, second in mining. Plant cut, second in plant cut. Smith, second in smithing. Let me see, 2, 8, and 8. Huh, that's it. Tailor and tailor, second. Let me give you a second and 1. Let me give you 1 in a second, because we don't have that much priorities. Why not? Craft and haul. Haul, clean, and research is always 1. The first ones and the last ones are always 1s for me. So let's get started. Let me see what they can do in the first day. If they can set up a quick shelter, I will be pleased. What we're going to do if this bar ends, that ain't a good thing. A Varg ending up inside. Aha. Go, go, go away. Go away. We don't have space for a Varg right now. Come on, go away. Actually, what is our animal? It's Olivia. Where is the name? Where's the name tag? Come on. Alright. Okay, we are setting up shit inside the shelter. That's good. I ordered them to mine some other places. And let's start to do some rough corrections. We should plan things as well. So let me plan. This is the entrance. Alright. So let me close this. This place will be our kitchen. So this means that this place will going to be our fridge. Something I always like to do with fridges, it's making a little airlock. This place will put a butcher table, a vent, a door, and a door. What this allows me to do is have a cold room, a transition room, and the actual exterior. So this place will warm up every time someone walks in, but it won't let the freezer warm as much if it was a direct entry, right? I will divide it like so. Oh, I didn't make them sleeping spots. And letting them sleep in the open is not good. They would still sleep in the ground, but for now, that's not much of a hassle. Let's see if we can make some beds in the next the next day. This place will be our depot. So let me expand and let me shrink this little place right there, and we end up with the rooms around here, which we can just order them to mine everything. Mad rat. Really? A mad rat? Oh boy. So fearsome. Something that some people don't notice is that if we put a torch lamp, it will heat up the room slightly. But if we put a brazier, it won't heat the room whatsoever. So if you want light, a steel brazier is something you should look at. I don't set things up as fast as we should, but that's my way of playing. I actually play for much for fun as anyone. I don't actually like to play just to be the best player around or something like that, or doing the most efficient placed around, but I like to manage efficiency at some points, as we are going to see in a couple of minutes. This place is actually quite good. Something I have made in an earlier save was to use all of this shit. Something that it's interesting actually on royalty is that you actually begin with 3 tables. If you are lucky enough, there will be imperial ruins. There you go. There will be some ruins where there will be tables. Unfortunately, I don't see any around. So I actually have the bad start. Because I don't want 3 tables. I didn't want 3 tables. But hey, that's uranium right there. Okay, people are starting to look nice. Let me just start to do it. Major break risk. Rene. Let me see if we can actually do some beds right in the beginning. Because we need some beds. Let's build some copies and let's fast forward. There you go. Beds for everyone. Okay, what's going on, Rene? Low psychic drone, alphabaric. Slept in the cold, slept on the ground. Is there actually cold? Is there actually cold inside? Not that much. What you talking about? You didn't slept in the cold. It's 22 degrees cold for you? Oh, come on. Okay, come on, come on. Need a recreation priority, need new source. Someone goes on food bingy. Oh yeah. That's pretty standard procedure on the beginning of the game. Construction 4. Okay, let's build a fuel stove around here, but we are going to need more wood, which it's easy to arrange. Actually, let's shop wood. Let's shop all the wood around. And we have an eclipse. Joke's on you, Randy. I don't have any solar power yet. And yeah, that's something everybody talks about. Don't build your base all with wood. But in the beginning, wood is actually really good. It's easy to obtain. It's kind of resistant. You can get things up and running. But as soon as you get rock, as soon as you get some stone bricks, it's good to build everything from stone bricks. Oh, looks like we have a quest. Anxious Night. Now, I noticed that every time you start a game, there will be a starting quest, a jumpstart quest for you to the Empire. There will always be a royal escaping from a harmless creature. You beat the creature, you get royal favors, enough royal favors to get you to the Yeoman, to the Yeoman rank, and give you the first psychic amplifier. So let's get onto it. We was thinking of using Fernand, so let's accept the quest with Fernand. And here he comes. Tioma, shipwrecker, 35 years from the Red Empire, departing in shuttle in 3 hours. His gear, its bio, he was a country lordling and a shipwrecker. He had good melee, good animals, and good plants. Its psychic abilities are Burden, Entropy Link, and Chaos Skipped. And here comes the angry raccoon. Do you have any weapons? No, you don't. Boy, you are useless. Come on, Renee. We need you. And you, Ferdinand. If you are going to have the title, you need to fight for it. And here we go. Look at this tiny raccoon. Here he comes. And whoa. And there he goes. We don't have a butcher table, so let's make a butcher spot. And let's set butcher creatures forever. And help us a little bit, Teoma. Moving in 18 hours. Shuttle arrived. Okay, Teoma, go in there. Notice that you still have some buffer time before the royal leaves. Sometimes it's a little bit time, sometimes it isn't. In the defenses, we need colonist pets. They have hunters like a ranged weapon. I don't give a fuck. Need recreation variety and need mule source. Okay, the mule source will serve in no time. But we have to put the mining aside and have the plant cut come forward. There you go, Klein. You're a tough guy. Oh, you. Sing. And there we have it. Ferdinand received the title of freeholder from the Red Empire. Received the title of Yeoman and a psychic amplifier. Come on, install the psychic amplifier already. Title reward and a quest completed. And let's see what we got. Pain block. I was expecting stun, but pain block it's not all that bad. We can cast pain block on Klein if we need. His great memory and abrasive, Ferdinand is and Rene tough and kind. Hey, we are getting things done. So, let's make a fuel stove while we are at it. Let's make a little bit of structure. Put a stool right in there. And while we are at it, while we have wiped some of the trees from there, we could build a generator for us. Let me order them to cut some plants like those, and we can get electricity started. And we can get at least a standing lamp. Construction skill is too low. Oh boy. And also remember that what we are doing in here, it's not permanent. What we are doing here is actually reversible. Okay, if we can't... Oh, come on! We need construction for almost everything. Oh, come on. Are you actually getting there? No. Need to construct much more to get something like this ever going. But when he gets into it, we'll be good. So he actually just needs to build more. It's not actually a bad thing. Cargo parts. What expect us? Gold. Gold is nice. Actually, let's take a look around the map to see if we can find some mules. Because there is always some things scattered around the map. Sometimes... Oh, there we have it. How should we be calling ourselves? When we think about a good faction name, all about... You have Klein rename Fernand. Faction name. Let's call ourselves Fernand's Army. Nah. Oh, come on. What could it be? Granite, limestone around. I always like to use something that is already going on. We have a Varg. We are on a temperate forest. Granite and limestone. Something that have a relation with the location, with current events. Let me just think about it for a second. Let me get a reference from Graffle, and let's name them after an animal. Actually, Graffle, Sir Graffle, Senor Graffle. Anyways, he uses insect names like ants, moths, do something like that, but not with insects. Let me guess. How about the Vargs are too aggressive name. How about, let me see. The raccoons. Since the first animal that actually attacked it was a rat, but rats doesn't count. The Salmon name. How about now that can be something like this. Fernand. Heim. There you are. Everything is going according to plan. We just need to set up some things up before we can do anything more. I'll set up some conduits first. We'll get it will give some quick construction experience. We are almost there. We are actually halfway there. Maybe. We need a table. We need a table. And we need some dining chairs. And that could be actually a good practice. And we are going to need more wood. So let's go with it. Let me guess. You can't build a dining chair because we don't have I will actually look for this before I start another colony. You can't do the basic shit without a level 4 constructor. Level 4 builder. What a piece of crap. I was thinking on doing a corridor right here so we can have individual beds and make a workshop right there. I always like to make the fridge and the stockpile somewhere near, because when you do it like this, you have a more efficient transportation of health and leather. One bio construction. Almost there, almost there. We're struggling to get there. You can make a chessboard. Okay, that's something. That's actually something. And that can get you a higher construction. And let's get the simple meals. Good. Now, that's the part I get a little tiny teeny bit technical, because if we look into the information of the pods, we can see that each colonist, let me see, combat social work, right there, it needs 1.6 of nutrition a day. And for reference, as we see on the right side, simple meals have 0.9 nutrition. Now, each colonist would only need to eat twice per day to have all its nutrition satisfied. So we can have 2 meals at minimum. We can have 2 meals set for each colonist per day. So we have 3 colonists. We can set this to actually 6. That's the bare minimum. But let's keep in mind that we will always have a prisoner. So it's good to have more food than you have. So if we put, for example, 8, we have food for 3 colonists and a prisoner per day. If your cook can make all of this a day. If we put 10, we have food for 5 colonies at least per day, right? So always keep track of that. I actually used to make 3 meals per day. As we are in real life, we are actually set to this schedule, eating breakfast, your lunch, and your dinner. But at a nutrition standpoint in the game, that's not actually true. Every colonist can survive with only 2 meals. But I will examine this even further soon as we get our first prisoner. And almost there. We're getting almost there. We need just to do some more things. But that's something actually nice about the new version. That it show you the places that the colonists need to be to play horseshoes. Because sometimes I put them and I really didn't know where they would end up. Now, that's the part I like. Putting the budget table. And let me see. We need a stone cutter stable. Actually, let's actually make the rooms. So, I didn't measure up anything, but we can adjust things as we go. People say that's not good to make a one space corridor, but I will do it anyways. Just because I don't have that much space right now. So, 1 space corridor, 2 spaces. It's pretty large, but let's divide it in 4. That seems fair, but fair is fair. We have 3 and 3. Good enough, good enough. Good enough, actually. So, these places doesn't need to be mined. Just this. And that's awesome. We can now divide some rooms as we see fit. Let me just reinstall the beds. And each one of them will have their individual rooms. Go there, go there. I hope this gives enough practice for our builder. But we need to smooth these walls. Oh my, it's really dark around here. Was our construction experience? Come on, come on. It still didn't get there. It's almost there. Looks like our hour stream will be just to get a constructor, a builder from level 3 to level 4. And we are really struggling. Well, he can smooth the wall, and that will give him some experience. So that's nice. That's actually pretty nice. We can get done with it, and we can add the build to butcher creatures forever. Meanwhile, let's see if we can have some farmable land. There's this little patch of farmable land right here, and another one right here. I think we should go on for this one. So I would just order them to mine a corridor all the way down there. Actually, you can just mine there and make the curve. While that is getting settled, let's just make a growing zone right here. And something that I really liked about this new mod is the toggle fertility overlay. Because like this, I can place my growing zones exactly where this fertile land is. And I can just shrink it as I need. We'll plant rice because rice is faster to grow. Actually, if we look at the meta, if we go a little bit meta around it, we can see that the growing time is actually 3 days. If we go to the potato plant, the growing time is 5.8 days. So rice is faster. But at the same time, rice gives 8.18 nutrition each, and the potatoes, they get 4.20 nutrition each. That's a little bit more than rice, but they actually need more time to grow, so that's not a good thing. The growth space right here have a fertility of 140, right? So we can almost half the time. So rice will grow here on fertile land like in 1.5 days, 2 days at least. So planting rice is a good way to make quick meals. And there we have it. We now have power. And that's awesome. Skill construction too low. What kind of construction skill you need to build a cooler? 5. So our quest for building continues. So I'll just make him smooth every surface around the base right now. As we can see, it's 5% growth, but it's nighttime, so let's wait. We can also plant around here, but the growth speed is actually 87%. while in fertile land, I was reading wrong. The growth speed here is the standard growth speed, and here is double the growth speed. Actually, almost half the growth speed, not double. So we can plant nearer, sure, but here's best. Here is a better place. There you go. We have an idle colonist. So, Rene, you can actually do intellectual work. So, let's go ahead and make us a simple research bench on this room. It's actually pretty tight, but we can get around it. And there we have it. So let's research something. Let's actually research pemmican first. Because pemmican is a much needed resource in a temperate forest. Because if you need to prepare for winter, pemmican is a valuable resource. Let me set a dumping stockpile so we can dump all of our rotting corpses. Let's see, not the corpses but the chunks, all the chunks, because things will start to get a little tight, rather tight. Let me get you a standing lamp and get you a stove. There you are. I have read somewhere that if you want to train your pawn, it needs to do slow work at some kind of rough situation. Like, for example, researching while stoned on smoke leaf in the dark. That slow work will actually give him more experience, because the experience a pawns get, it's based on how much time it's spent on a task. We are getting starvation. Let's hunt some wildlife then. Who is actually responsible for hunting? Our master hunter is actually Rene. So let's follow him. And let me set somewhere for our corpses. I'll set it right here, even though we are not going to use this place for that much time. So let's clear, get only animal corpses, and that's it. Oh, and all kinds of food. Are you hearing it? We need batteries. But pemmican, it's more important than batteries. You can't eat energy. Oh, come on, don't eat raw food, motherfucker. There you go. much until you get to 5? Yeah, it will be a pretty long time. So I will make you smooth everything you can. Everything you can and can't. And there we have it. They're simple meals, but they are not getting good because they are being treated as it was outdoors. I will place a passive cooler until, come on, until we can have a cooler, because this boy doesn't have enough skill to build. So remember kids, if you want to quick start a colony, for the love of God, make sure you have at least 5 on construction. Yeah, things are getting really settled around here. Incompetent cook. Didn't expect another result. Research is getting itself done. Oh, his skill. Let's get in there. We're halfway. So we are actually at about an hour of stream. But I'll continue just some couple more minutes just to wrap up things. So what we learned today. You can set up things actually pretty fast if you have the right pawns to do the work. I have forgotten about the minimum skills needed for construction, and that actually ends up as a bottleneck in my colony's construction. Since we get a bit late to make a wind turbine and get electricity up and running, and we still don't have a cooler. And always remember to have enough cooking skill also, so things like this doesn't happen. We also learn that each colonist doesn't actually need 3 meals per day. They just need 2 meals per day. But I want to actually do a follow-up video watching how fast their food necessity, their food need, it dwindle over time. With basically doing nothing, and watching prisoners is actually a good method to do it. But we don't have any prisoners yet. And when we do have prisoners, it's always something that happens like this. I have bedrooms, but I don't have a prison cell. We don't even have a fucking workshop up and running. So that's something to look at for the next playthrough. But I will be ending this stream for today, as I was asking for just an hour of stream and I can't afford more than that. So if you like, share and subscribe. If you don't like, well, there are much other streamers around there. Hope to see you again, or not, because nobody came today. So see you soon.